नमस्कार। आपका दिन शुभ और मंगलमय हो। जनरली हम लोगों ने अपने जीवन में कभी न कभी तो पत्र लिखा ही होगा। हमें लगता है आप लोग भी लिखते हैं। या तो हम फॉर्मल लेटर लिखते हैं या इनफॉर्मल लेटर लिखते हैं, लेकिन हमारे लिखने का जो टारगेट होता है वो या तो हमारे पेरेंट्स होंगे, हमारे रिलेटिव होंगे, या फिर कोई ऑफिस होगी। लेकिन आज जिस लेटर की मैं बात कर रहा हूँ वो न ही किसी ऑफिस को लिखा गया है, न ही किसी रिलेटिव को लिखा गया, न ही पेरेंट्स को लिखा गया। तो फिर लिखा किसे गया? ये लेटर एक वैसे फार्मर की है जिसने अपने जीवन में लेटर लिखा तो गॉड को लिखा। जी हाँ, मैं कल्पनाओं की दुनिया और कहानी में नहीं बात कर रहा हूँ, मैं जनरली बात कर रहा हूँ। मैक्सिकन राइटर G.L. Fuentes, A Letter to God. Hi, this is Muralidhar Pandey, your English teacher. Welcome to online classes of Dr. Nandi Grace English School. This story reveals about a great faith in God. As you know that those who have a great faith in God, they can do everything, because God, you know that generator, operator and destructor, the three units, the God is the combination of or mixture of three letter G-O-D. G for generator, O for operator and D for destructor also. Means generator, operator and destructor. Actually this Mexican writer has written a story, A Letter to God. It is the first chapter of It is the first chapter of First Flight, your textbook of class 10th. So today we are going to learn such a story, such a Russian story. In that story we are going to just understand how much a farmer had a faith in God. Actually in this story, the main character or the whole and soul character is Lancho, a farmer who lived in a small valley. Actually in whole areas, in whole valley, there is a small hut. In that hut, Lancho lived. When the crops was about to harvest, when the crop was in a ripen also, the crop needs only and only a good rain. It was evening time. Lancho was just watching the north side of the sky also. The clouds were hovering and drizzling started. He said his wife that surely this year we will get the good crops, because the maize and all the crops were just giving a sign of the good harvesting. Children were playing outside of the hut. First the drizzling started. After some time, the drizzling converted into high storm, rain also, and within minute, hailstorm started, and short time also, whole the areas, whole the hill areas, whole the field covered with the snow also, because the stone, or you can say hill, or you can say just the ice one, the small pieces of also destroyed whole area. Not a single leaf was connected to the plant one. Imagine about that. Lancho is a farmer who lived on the top of the valley. There was a hut also. He was a farmer. He had great faith in God. He had only the resources of life or sources of life or sources of income is the field. Now the field is totally destroyed. He couldn't sleep whole night. Whole night he was thinking to whom he could just get the help also. Suddenly a hope of ray was in his brain. And he got that. And he thought that only the God can help him. Next Sunday also, he went to the post office. He wrote a letter to God Think about that. He wrote a letter to God, and in the letter he has mentioned that, God, due to your hailstorm also, my whole crops were destroyed. You have to send 100 pieces also, 100 pieces or Russian currency also. He posted the letter same day when the peon was scrutinizing the letters. He got a letter. On the envelope there was mention to God. Think about that. You may have heard the address of Mohan Singh, Sohan Singh, like Ambedkar, even Rajendra Nagar. But if I say I have got a letter, on the envelope there is a mention to God. To whom will you deliver? To the temple. Where will you deliver? There is no place also. So he has started to laugh, and he showed the letter to the postmaster. Postmaster, in the beginning he laughed also, but within minute he became very serious. He told that how great the man who has written a letter to God. He just opened the letter, opened the envelope, and when he read the letter, actually he was shocked that a man had a faith in God and he has demanded the help from the God. Oh my God, what the condition is that? He collected some of the money from his staff one. Even he contributed a big part of his salary. But sorry to say that it couldn't reach more than 70. It was only 70 pieces. They just make an envelope one. Next day, when the Lancho came at the post office, he just went to the counter and said that, is there any letter in the name of Lancho? The postman said that yes, there's a letter also. He handed the letter. When he counted the money, it was only 70 pieces. Lancho became angry. And he said that, God, I have demanded 100 pieces and you just sent 70. How could I run my life and whole family? Because whole family was will die, or whole family will, how will they survive? How will they just pass this year also? How could I buy the sets for the next year? I need complete 100. He just went to the counter. He took the pen and paper. Again he wrote a letter. God, I demanded 100 and you sent only 70. The rest of the 30 pieces sent also. And please don't send through this post office, because mostly the worker of that post office are crooked. Means cheater, deceiver also. Think about that. Actually, whole and soul story is moving about the faith in God. Actually, you have seen many letters in your life, but you have never seen a letter that a man has written, a letter to God. A man has never written a letter to God, but in this story, Lancho has written a letter to God. Even he has got the result, he has got the reply also. Actually, when you watch this story, when you read this story, you come to know that faith is the greatest thing in the life also. When postmaster read that letter, then he thought, if we will not support that man, then man will be disappointed. Because by the great hope, he had written a letter to God. So they collected 70 pieces. So this is one of the story. In that story, the main character is the Lancho. Lancho has written a letter also, the letter to God, when his totally crops were destroyed, and he got 70 pieces. For the 30 pieces also, again he has written the letter, and even he has mentioned in the letter also, please don't send the money to the post office, because the worker of the post office are crooked. So dear ones, it is the first chapter of the first flight, and it is your textbook also. So it's your duties to read, and I will send all the question answer through the WhatsApp. One thing I would like to tell that if you want to really take the taste of this story, you have to read line by line your textbook. Already I have given a video on this chapter also. Yes, one. Yeah. last Friday perhaps you have got that one also. So please read carefully. Bye bye, take care.